Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel on this Friday evening, as we are here to, of course, preview tomorrow afternoon's away fixture with Cardiff City. Just before we get into it, as always, please make sure that you're smashing that like. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. Get your comments in, and of course, hit the notification bell. There'll be plenty of content on the channel over the weekend, so make sure that you are aware of when that is going up. We're joined by Isaac once again. Isaac,
Hello.
how are we?
I'm all right, mate. A bit cold, hence the Homer Simpson snooty. But
Like
the
it.
weather's stunning, mate, isn't it? But I'm all right. Other than that, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. Glad it's the weekend. Glad that football is back until maybe 2 o'clock tomorrow,
Yeah.
when the nerves start to kick in. But yeah, overall, I think the Burnley game, it wasn't great, but I think in the past few days you have time to kind of calm down from it, don't you? And I think when you think about it, yeah, it wasn't great, but I think if we can win tomorrow, then obviously all will be forgotten from last week. But we'll touch upon FARKE's press conference firstly, actually, from yesterday. A bit of injury concern, maybe, around a few individuals. Obviously, Solomon seems like he's the main doubt for the game, judging by what FARKE was saying. He said he's got a back issue. Joe Rodon has missed 2 sessions this week due to, I think he said it was a glute problem. And then I believe Firpo and Joe Rothwell also had knocks as well. But he expects Rodon, Firpo and Rothwell to be fit still, which is good. Obviously, Solomon, like I said, looks like he's the main doubt. So, what do you take from that? Do you think we'll see changes based on that, or do you think it'll just be rinse and repeat?
Obviously, that was the main concern when we brought Solomon in when he made his injury record, and he's played 2 games.
It was.
He might be one of them, mate. Play 2, miss 1 type of thing to try and keep himself fit. But obviously, we'll need to change Solomon. Do you bring Ramazani in if he's injured?
I mean, it seems like the obvious one. Obviously, James is out still, isn't he? Yeah, it feels like a no-brainer. Obviously, if Solomon is injured and he's out, then you just have to get Largy in. I think that's what he's been brought in for. You spend 11 million on a player that's advertised as the Somerville replacement, and he's had probably a combined total of 20 minutes of football since he's arrived, so isn't ideal for him. So I would personally get him in, but yeah, I mean, like you've said, the noise around Solomon was his injury record, and he's played 2 games. And it looks like he's going to be out. I think I saw Graham Smith say about that Salai, saying that we maybe should have got him instead because his injury record's a lot better. But it is a weird one, isn't it? I think with Solomon, if he can stay fit, I think he's easily up there with the best players in this league.
Yeah.
100%. But again, it's just keeping him fit. I mean, I don't think I'd have dropped him based on last week's performance. I know he slipped, but I think there was a lot more for the Burnley player to do after he slipped. I don't think it was solely because of that. But yeah, I mean, how about you, mate? Do you think Largy will play tomorrow?
I think so, mate. That's the obvious one, isn't it? I mean, it was only 2 weeks ago when we said we had too many wingers, and we were all saying, how are all these wingers going to fit in? But now DJ is obviously out, and Solomon looks like he's out with what was it? A back issue.
A back issue, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, mate. I think Largy will come in. He's the obvious replacement, and we don't have that many options, mate, unless you're going to play Aronson out wide, which I don't think he'll do. But that really scuffles the idea of Nonto playing as a 10 now, I think, because we're down to like the bare bones of wide options.
Yeah, and I mean, there is another solution, which if you follow me on Twitter, I had to retweet it and tag Owen in earlier. Connor from One Leeds Fan Channel tweeted out saying that if FARKE chooses to play Perot instead of Ramazani, then he will lose his shit, basically.
That's an option. He loves it for some reason.
I mean, all jokes aside, if Joel Perot starts instead of Largi Ramazani tomorrow, I don't even know how I'd react to that, because I just think
there's a thing in football with me, mate, and it's don't make more than one change to make one change. Do you know what I mean? So don't then put a winger in for a winger. Don't then put Aronson in the left wing and then
it's
swap
just
your number 10
moving things about, and it's
fuck about it.
I mean, I think Perot's role in the team should just be, if we need a goal, just put him on, because in the right place at the right time, he can score goals, and I think that is, that's definitely fair. But he isn't a number 9. He's not a number 10. So, like you say, if Solomon's out, just do it like for like. Just put Ramazani in, and I don't think you lose that much balance at all. For me, now there was a part of me that when he mentioned about Rodon, I thought, well, it didn't. It sounds a bit harsh to say towards him, but it didn't massively worry me, because I was thinking, if Rodon was to miss this game, I would just put Ampadu in defence and bring Tanaka in alongside Gruev. That was my thinking. But I do think Rodon will play. I think he will play. But I just wanted to throw that out there and just say, if Rodon had have been injured, that is a solution. I don't know what you're thinking about that, mate, but that's what I was thinking when I heard that at first.
The match day poster, not that means anything, but when they put like the LUTV thing, I'm sure you get a notification every time. Tanaka's on the front of it, so I don't know if that means he's going to play. But yeah, but
I'm saying that.
It's a weird one, mate, because I'd rather Ampadu drop into the back four, as much as I don't like him playing there, because of it we're missing from midfield. But if the alternative is Max Verber coming into the team, then I'd rather me and you play there, mate, than Max Verber, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, didn't he say that Verber's training again, which is a positive? Yeah.
That's a negative.
And obviously there's Pat Bamford. Get up, Paddy. Get up, Paddy.
Get up, Pad.
Michael's in the building. Evening, Michael. How we doing, pal? But yeah, let's speak about the opponent then. Let's speak about Cardiff.
Started well.
Yeah. Dead bottom of the league. 1 point, 1 goal. Obviously 4 defeats. Upstep Leeds United. If any team is going to help Cardiff out, it will be us.
Stand forward. Should we run through their results quickly?
Yeah, go on. Let's run through it. Go on.
So, opening day, they lost 2-0 to Sunderland. And then second game, lost 5-0 to Burnley. Then their only point and only goal has come from their rivalry against Cardiff, where they drew 1-1. No, against Swansea, where they drew 1-1.
Swansea, yeah.
Then they lost away to Borough, 2-0. And then they lost at home to Derby, 1-0. So, and Aaron Ramsey's just out for 2 months, so it's not going well.
Now, when you look at it like that, I'm not saying, it is still bad for them, like the dead bottom of the league. But the teams that they've faced,
who's their manager?
Most of them, I don't know, but he's under serious pressure in now. So
yeah, gotta be.
I think the teams they've come up against, apart from Derby, and I'm not just saying that because I don't like them, but apart from Derby, they've actually faced quite good teams in this league, to be fair. Sunderland,
Bullock, whoever he is.
Never heard of him. No, never heard of that guy in my life. But anyway, Sunderland and Burnley, as the first 2 games, are not easy. Like, let's be honest. But again, I think it's the manner in which they're getting beat in it. And yeah, they might take a slight positive that they didn't lose against Swansea, but I mean, I think if we are to beat them tomorrow, and if we beat them convincingly, which hopefully we will, I definitely think he'll be out. Will their manager, 100%. So, I mean, should we be feeling positive based on that, or is the Leeds United head, or is the Leeds United part of your brain, just being pessimistic like mine is right now?
always pessimistic, mate, being a Leeds fan. But back to the press conference, I think FARKE reeled off some stats that said, trying to insinuate that we're going to be fine. He said our XG for goals against is second in the division. Our shots is like number 2 or number 1. Our possession is number 1. What was it? There was something else when we were like number 1 or 2 in the league as well. And he said, "Why aren't we there yet?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know, but we're gonna be." So I was like, "Yeah, okay." But pessimistic, mate, as always, like we say.
I mean, Chris is saying I feel FARKE is already done.
I agree, Chris. I agree, but I leave it too late.
Yeah, I mean, we'll touch upon FARKE in a bit, but I think I'd have preferred it if Cardiff had won all their games going into this. I know that sounds daft, but I just feel like we've seen this before, haven't we? Where a team is so out of form, the manager's under pressure, blah, 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 blah. Up step Leeds United. They'll probably beat us, but then they'll probably lose the next 5. It's just... And I really hope that tomorrow is not like that, obviously. But at the same time, would it really surprise any of us if that actually happened tomorrow? I don't think it would, and that's the sad nature of it. But why can't we do set pieces? That is the $1 million question.
We've never been able to, Chris. Never been able to.
I think in my whole lifetime supporting Leeds, we've never been great from set pieces. It's just a thing. We don't sign left backs and we don't score goals from corners. That's just how it is, isn't it? I think. But yeah, Daniel FARKE for me, and I don't think I'm overreacting in saying this. If I am, fine. But I said it to you off air. If we lose this game, I really do fear for his job. I really do. And I think it depends on obviously how we lose, of course. But, and like you said as well off air, I think, he does seem quite chill and quite calm in his press conferences, which probably makes you think that he won't get sacked, obviously. But, I mean, from a fan perspective, the pressure from the fan base and the stick that will inevitably come with it if we lose, I think will be off the scale, mate. Especially given the start Cardiff have had. I mean, how are you feeling about FARKE at the minute and just moving forward?
Mate, I don't know, because I don't want to use the Daniel FARKism of saying any other season that we'd have been a part of would have been in the Premier League, because that's an excuse that he loves to throw at himself. I mean, we're five games into the following season, mate, and he's still talking about 90 points last season. Do you know what I mean? It's like, mate, move on. Do you know what I mean?
Champions of XG.
Yeah, XG champions. Do you know what I mean? But
you'll never sing that.
It probably will on Saturday. But mate, if he was to go, I think on the square ball, they said they're pretty impartial about him. And I tend to feel the same. They went, if he went, I'd be like, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I'm like that, I think, now. Yeah, I think I'm at that point. It feels very transactional.
That's it, mate. You said he's a transactional manager. He's just...
Yeah, and he is. I feel like even if he was to get us promoted, yeah, it'd be unbelievable. And, I'd be as happy as everyone. But I just think in the Premier League, he'd get found out very quickly. So
he's been found out twice, hasn't he?
Regardless of if he gets us up or not, I think this is the season that makes or breaks him for me. And, are we going to see him as manager at the end of the season? Who knows?
No,
I feel like a few games moving forward are going to be like Burnley last week. I really do.
That's the blueprint on how to beat us, mate, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think it sounds daft, but Cardiff will probably take inspiration from that, because all they'll be thinking is, right, if you're sitting, everyone behind the ball, they won't be able to do anything. And if we get a chance, I hope we take it. But if not, they'll be happy to get a draw tomorrow.
100%.
They'd be happy they would be more than happy to take a 0-0 right now. But
we can't afford to draw that game, mate.
I think a draw is just as bad as a defeat, in my opinion. We've got to go there and and come home with nothing less than 3 points. Like it sounds daft because it's only the 6th game of the season, but for me, it's must win. It's must win for us, and it's must win for FARKE as well. Don't know
Chris
what you
has made
think,
a
but
good
I
point
think it is.
there at 8:20. Is that right now? The bottom one in the comments.
This
I
one.
don't think he gets
the best. Yeah, and I think he relies heavily on individuals.
Chris, to be fair, he doesn't like control the outgoings and what we get for them, though. To be fair, but I do think what you said initially in that first bit, that he doesn't get the best out of people. I agree, mate. I mean, we've got. I'm not going to say we've got the best squad. We did last year, I think, by far, but we've got one of the better squads in the division, and I don't really.
It's up there. It's definitely up there.
But I don't know. Like, I'm waiting for this clear identity to present itself in this Leeds team. I was waiting all last year, and I was just like, I don't really know what we do. We just seem to win the odd game.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because I think last season it was very much like this in terms of the football. But, and again, I don't want to quote him here, but it did get us 90 points. It got us to a playoff final. So it must work, surely. But then,
if I said to you, describe Daniel Farke's style of football, I mean, couldn't do it.
Yeah, at least.
It would pass.
Don't get me wrong.
Past the router.
Don't get me wrong. I love Marcelo Bielsa. I love everything that man did for this club. And yeah, his way of playing had its flaws. Don't get me wrong, but at least you knew what the plan was. You knew what his way of playing was.
Controlled carnage.
Jesse Marsh, to a degree, at least you kind of, even though it was wrong, a wrong way of going about it, you knew what he was trying to do. You knew what he was trying to do, I guess.
Keep everyone in the net. Jesse loves
saying. Just keep it central like that. But yeah, but with FARKE, I just don't. I just don't, like you say, I don't see an identity.
No.
There's times when I think, I can see what he's trying to do, but then, and I always say this, mate, and it's my number one bugbear with him, is in-game management is shocking.
His subs are piss poor.
Because, all right, if he wants to set up like he does in the first place, fair enough. But when it gets to half-time, maybe, and it's not worked, you're either drawing or you're a goal down or whatever. Change it.
Yeah.
Even if that's just personnel, even if you keep the same structure, but make subs or tactically or just something. But we never see anything different. Like that Burnley game last week, he just threw out attackers on and just said, up for best.
Throw it at a wall, see if it sticks.
Yeah, and there was just no urgency.
Nah.
It's so slow and boring, and we ended up touching upon it on the white wall. I think that's the reason why the atmosphere's dropped.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you.
It's a crowd gets excited based on the football that they see.
Yeah,
and I think even when we're winning games, like the whole game at home, we beat them 2-0. Yeah. But the atmosphere wasn't great.
It was at Chef Wednesday, but I think that was just because it was an away game. Do you know what I mean? Friday night.
Away wins are always based with us, though, aren't they? But yeah, I don't know. Are we being harsh on him?
No, mate. I don't
know.
Mate, I would. For me, not to keep talking about him, but the square ball is always a good barometer of how the fan base is feeling.
They're the best for me. They're the goats.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
They're always a good, I think, am I overreacting? And if I listen to that and they're sharing the same view, I'm like, all right, that's the voice of our fan base then, so I must not be overreacting as much.
Yeah.
But it's not just us and our podcast and Chatting Leeds and the White Wall that are saying it might be time to fuck him off if he doesn't pull up any trees. But we're not.
But like you've said as well. Honest question then. So if Leeds lose, let's say tomorrow, right? And it came out on Sunday that FARKE was sacked. How would you react?
Sound. Don't care. Who we getting? My main thought would be who we getting. I'd forget about Daniel Farke in an hour.
I'd be a little bit, when I say shocked, I think the initial thing of hearing it would be a bit like, oh, right, okay. But But when you deep it and you like get maybe a day or two later, I'd just be like, yeah, fine. Like,
mate, we had people over, me and my missus, when Bielsa was sacked. I had to go in the kitchen, mate, because I couldn't hold a conversation. I like kept crying and stuff, like tears.
I remember when Bielsa got sacked. It was, I think Spurs had battered us at home, hadn't they?
Yeah, 5s or something.
I think it was 4-0. I think I were there. I remember. Yeah, I think it was 4-0.
And it came out on the radio. I was listening to Talk Sport when they said Bielsa's going to go.
And I had a family party that night.
Yeah, same.
And I remember being sat there in this boozer, and my phone vibrates, and obviously Bielsa had been sacked. Now, at the time, it sounds daft to say this now, and I wish I'd have known what was to come after it. But I was advocating for Bielsa to go at the time, just because I think it took us as I thought it took us as far as he could. I thought the style of play just clearly wasn't working anymore, and I thought it was the right time. But then now, when I look back, I just think, how wrong was I?
No, mate. I was in the same. Don't get me wrong. I'd never say anything negative against Bielsa, but even I've got like a Bielsa tattoo. But there is a time where it's time for him to go, and I think the fan base at that time, not now, because everyone's stock goes up when they're not around anymore. But at that time, they would have been saying it's time for him to maybe move on. But the part that we went wrong is the replacement.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I knew that we'd kind of go on a tangent over that tonight, in all honesty, but it is right. And it's no disrespect, it's nothing personal with Daniel Farke. He's not done anything terrible. He's not, he's nowhere near the level of Jesse Marsh or anyone like that at all. And if he'd have got, let's have a look. Sorry, do you think the 49? That is a very interesting question. I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think but then, as much as we say Cobra and stuff like that, I think it'll be someone that has to be out of work.
Yeah. I think that's probably the only reason why maybe something hasn't already happened.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I think if that's one thing I will say as well, I wouldn't want them to sack him unless they had a good replacement lined up.
Not like the Scoobs and fucking thing for another
month. If I would rather keep Farke than sack him and get in the under-21s coach or go for someone just crap because they're out of work. Like, if Corbran was out of work and he was available,
that's it.
Yeah, go and get him. But yeah, like I said, I would rather keep Farke than them do something that stupid, in all honesty. But
I'm just looking on the transfer market at available coaches to see who's like out there.
Oh, bloody hell. Who's out there?
Frank Lampard, he's available.
No, thank you.
Graham Potter, he'd be a stretch, I think.
I'd take him though, but yeah, that would be a stretch.
Take him 100%. There's obviously a lot.
David Moyes.
Well, you know my opinion on old Davey. I'd have him.
Yeah.
Who's that one that manages Knutson? We always seem to be linked with this Knutson guy whenever we've got a job available.
Yeah.
Or something. Who else have we got? Big Sam?
No.
Javi Gracia?
No thanks.
Who else have we got?
Get the band back together. Is Dave Ockaday available?
He probably is, mate. I think he's busy being a teacher again or something.
Is he? Yeah.
Oh, well. Thomas Tuchel's available, or Javi, if you fancy them.
Yeah. Why not? Like Michael's saying, Potter and Moyes wouldn't drop down to managing the Championship.
I honestly think Moyes would, because it's Leeds United, and he knows it, and he's Scottish.
I don't think Potter would.
Nah.
Farke fails time and time again to make subs at the correct time to make a difference in a match. Yeah, 100%. And it'll be interesting to see how he uses his subs tomorrow. I think once the clock strikes the 70th minute, you'll start to see some action on the bench. Probably that's his.
Especially for losing Perot,
his golden minute. Yeah. his subs as well. His subs are so reactive. He's not proactive with his subs at all. Burnley made changes before we did, and they were winning last week. So that just shows you, doesn't it? And Scott Parker's no elite tactician, but
better than Bielsa, is Scott.
Yeah, okay then. If that's your opinion, that's fine.
I like his cardigan.
It's totally wrong, but yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, as for us, then I think I usually like to do a predicted 11, but in all honesty, I think it will be exactly the same plus Largy Ramazani. How about you?
Same, mate. Ramazani in for Solomon, and then part of me thinks, is he gonna pull Joseph for this game? I don't know your feelings on that, but maybe he'll start Perot in the 9.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so, to be honest. And I don't want him to either.
No, me neither. I'm just thinking he might.
I think Joseph, look, obviously, if he scores that chance last week, it's a totally different game. And, you know, I think the Square Ball have said this as well, you know, he's quite raw still. So, no, I'd keep him in. The only other, there's 2 changes other than obviously Larger that I would like to see.
Here we go. Charlie's weekly Gruev kick out the team.
Yeah, I would take Gruev out. For Tanaka.
Man of the match. 100%. Man of the match, mate, last week.
Yeah, God knows how. But anyway, and the other one, I would put Isaac Schmidt over Jaden Bogle, personally.
Yeah. You've got a vendetta against Bogle and Gruev.
I just don't think Bogle's had a good start, and I think that's fair to say, in all honesty.
We've never seen Schmidt play. He could be pony.
I don't care. You know what? I just want to compare, if I'm honest. If he comes in and is the same, then yeah, fair enough. But
I always forget with Shine Smith till I see him on like the training videos. Oh yeah, same.
But Jaden Bogle for me just not had a good start. I think defensively he looks quite suspect. I'd like to see more from him going forward as well. Gruev, I actually don't think is a bad player. I just think him and Ampadu next to each other, I feel like a broken fucking disc or something. I say it every week, but they just don't work well together. Like there's just no balance there. Like in a pivot, there's usually one that sits and then one that like goes a bit. But they both
we did. Calvin used to sit as the one, didn't he?
Yeah,
and then we had
like Hernandez or Click or someone in front. Yeah, but this it's just they both just sit, and it's like I think if Gruev goes a certain distance forward, he gets a nosebleed, so he has to come back. But yeah, and if I just want to say Tanaka because I think again we've only seen small glimpses, but he looks quite comfortable on the ball. He's a big set lad by the looks of it, which I didn't expect as well. He looks like he's got a bit of a presence in midfield, which is I think something that we need. Yeah. But yeah, any changes that you would like to see?
I think
not that will happen, but just things you'd like to see.
I think it's always easy for FARKE to make changes now we've lost the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see 1 or 2 changes. Where that'd come, mate, I've not got a clue other than the obvious Ramazani and for Solomon. But yeah, like you said, I'd like to see Tanaka, but I think Gruev's looked a lot more positive this year in my eyes, like carrying the ball forward. But yeah, mate, I'd probably keep it as is, to be honest. Brendan in the 10.
I am on board with Chris. I'm very excited about Ayo Tanaka.
The Selby Samurai.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, and I think everyone can predict how this is going to go at 2:00 tomorrow when the lineup is out. If Solomon is injured and you know that is confirmed, the only change I see is obviously Larger. In all honesty, I think he'll. Yeah, I mean, hopefully not, but yeah, again, that wouldn't even surprise me to be honest. But yeah, I think it'll definitely be Gruev and Ampadu in that.
Should we do his prediction, mate?
Score prediction, yeah. You go first.
I'm gonna go 1-1. You don't like that, do you?
Is that
serious? Serious. I'm gonna go 1-1.
and that's a bad result.
That is a terrible result, mate.
That's terrible. I don't know. There's the Leeds United part of my brain speaking to me, and then there's like my normal brain, which, to be honest, isn't great either. But God, no, I think we beat them.
Yeah, Chris has gone to beat them. Cardiff.
Chris, if that happens, you won't be seeing me on this channel for a few days, or on the white wall.
We're not anyway, are we? Bit busy for next few weeks, no?
Yeah, well, I'll be on Sunday. I think that's my last appearance before the holiday. Yeah. But I still haven't given my prediction. I'm trying to put it off.
Come on, mate.
I'll go 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's more optimism than actually real, but
yeah,
I just think we have to win this game. Like I can't see anything other than a Leeds win. We've just, for the fans, for FARKE, and just for the team morale going forward. Because let's be honest, after this, you've got Coventry. That won't be an easy game at all. Then you got Norwich and Sunderland away back to back in the space of 3 days.
He'd be a good manager to get Matt Robbins, but I don't think he'd ever leave Coventry.
No, but
Ernie's gone 2-0.
Yeah, after this game, you've got tough ones coming up. So if we can get a win here, 2-0 lead, says Ernie. We don't have teeth anymore. Teeth?
Teeth? Do you mean like fight grit, Chris? Or have we literally got no teeth?
I mean, it'd help if they had some teeth, at least.
That's
the least you expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone fancies doing a Suarez in box. But yeah, I'll say 3-1. So if you're going 1-1, who's your scorer?
Jayden Bogle.
Jayden Bogle.
You think I'm taking the piss here, don't you? But I don't. I think we'll have a set piece. It'll get headed out from a corner. There'll be a bit of a skirmish, and Jayden will just slot it from about 8 yards out.
That is my dad, I believe. Hi, Dad. How you doing?
Hurst, how are you? Good evening.
Yeah, 3-1. I always say 3-1. That's why I said that.
What do you call you, Dave? You have to elaborate on this now.
Oh, I've got to elaborate.
Yeah.
Do you know Only Fools and Horses?
Yeah.
Does that guy trigger? He always calls Rodney Dave, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, that's why. Just from that, we used to watch it when I was younger, and we just call each other it all the time. That's basically it. But anyway, that's a weird little side note. But anyway, yeah, 3-1. My scorers.
Let me name your scorers for you. Yeah, I'm gonna know exactly what you'll say. You'll say Joseph, Big Sexy Pirate.
No, not Big Sexy Pirate.
And Aronson.
No. I'm gonna go Joseph, Nonto.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but I'm gonna go Ampadu.
I thought you'd say header from a corner.
Yeah, Ampadu, Nonto, and Joseph, and a 3-1 win. I think we'll
No, he needs to get better.
I think we'll concede a shitty goal of some sort. Set piece or another slip or something like that. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there for tonight, guys. Been going just over half an hour. Do appreciate everyone that's dropped in as always and shared your thoughts. I will be live on the channel in the morning at 11 o'clock for the Matchday morning show, where hopefully we'll see a few more of you in the building. Just get all your thoughts, and if you're feeling any differently on Matchday itself, that's always interesting. Unfortunately, there'll be no live reaction with Owen tomorrow. I've got people around for the AJ fight.
What's that prediction? Gives that prediction.
AJ inside 4 rounds.
Inside 4? I'll go inside 8.
I think he'll do him early. I think.
You think Dubois is going to come out?
Yeah, and I think that'll work to AJ's advantage.
Yeah, so.
And I think just the body language in the weigh-ins and the press conferences, you can tell Dubois like shitting himself.
Look all there, Dubois, does he, to be fair?
AJ just looks like he's just not bothered. Obviously, Josh Warrington, Leeds United fan. Josh Warrington is on the undercard as well. Hopefully he can get a win. But yeah, so that's my AJ prediction. But yeah, like I say, guys, I will get a video out after the game though, just giving some brief thoughts. So tune into that as well. And yeah, there'll be the white wall on Sunday, won't they, mate?
For a more unfiltered pod, as Charlie calls it.
Yeah, and as Isaac said, it'll be my last appearance on the white wall for a few weeks.
Forever.
I go on holiday next week. No, not forever. Just a few weeks. But yeah, like I said, guys, 2 weeks, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie's got this money.
Yeah.
YouTube money.
Oh, yeah. No, I have none. I have none for paying that off. But anyway, that's another tale. But yeah, like I said, guys, I do appreciate everyone for joining in. Appreciate Isaac helping me out on this one as well, once again. And yeah, hopefully we bounce back tomorrow, guys, and enjoy the rest of your night. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.